Well, hello and welcome to the replay dugout. Let me switch this. Howdy. My name's Tom Abbott, and thank you for visiting my stream here. I'm going to take a look at the new Digital Diamond version 13. Just poke around a little bit and I don't know, just give you my thoughts. And I've already been using it quite a bit the last few days, so I shouldn't say quite a bit. I have so little time for this. But I've been using it here and there, and so far I really like what I see. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is, this is the initial screen once you come in here. This background, you can go ahead and change the this picture if you want. And I believe the way you do that is, let's go here. Let's go up and up. And let's see, rules and charts. It's under www. Okay. And then you go to image. And it's this backdrop.jpg. Now I did this on my other laptop, and all you do is you find another JPG file. I found one of Mark the Bird Fidrich, and I use that, and I just brought that file in here. I made a backup of this. I called it backdrop.jpg, and then I named the Mark Fidrich JPG to backdrop.jpg. And when I was all done, that image was right here. I don't want to drag you through that right now, but that's how you do that. You'll sometimes see other YouTubers that are playing this game, and you'll see that they have interesting backgrounds, and that's how they're doing it. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and bring in my 1977 replay that I've been playing here. And let's go out onto iCloud and Documents and Baseball Replay and Digital Diamond Backup 1977 Game of the Week Weekly Hybrid. Game of the Week Hybrid. And there's my latest backup. I'm going to go ahead and select that. It's going to bring that down from iCloud for me. Okay, there it is. I'm going to go ahead and say okay. It'll bring that in. One thing I've noticed, and I did run this by Mark, the programmer for Digital Diamond. I think it's Mark Cohen, if I'm not mistaken. And I asked him if the game's been sped up at all, the processing of the game, because I noticed the screens are bouncing around a little bit more. And he said, yeah, he did some cleanup. Now, what's interesting is on my Mac, I have a MacBook Air. It's like a 2017. It's not new at all. And Digital Diamond bounces around a fair bit faster than it does here on my Dell. I don't have the specs handy for my Dell. I just know this Dell's probably about 5 years old. So it's a little younger, but it's a bit slower on this. So anyways, let's go into the library. Okay, and you can see right off the bat here, we've got a couple of differences. We've got, well, the user guide button was here. That's not new, but the board game companion guide was not. So that is something new. I'm going to go ahead and let's see here. If I go to library options, schedule, encyclopedia. Oh, I can't remember where I go to change the color of, like, these borders and things like that. It's escaping me right now. I'm going to go ahead and play a scheduled game here. Okay, so 1977. Now I don't have my images, my player images hooked up. The place you go for that is going to be in your Digital Diamond folder. And there is a folder called Player Picks. Okay, and I just haven't moved mine over yet from, let's see if I've got those somewhere. Let's go out to my iCloud account. Let's go to documents, baseball replay, Digital Diamond. Let's see if I have some of my player images out here. Player images. What do I have in here? I'm going to check the contents of my Z file here. I had one person come and go. Let's see, what's the size on this? I'm not hooked up to my VPN anymore. No, I'm not. Taking a bit here. While we're waiting for that, I'll go back to the game here. And let's see. Another nice feature that Mark has added is this at the top here. This is telling you that 1 of 9 games played and 0 in progress. The first date with an unplayed game is April 7th, which is today. That's very handy. And the reason that's handy is I had a couple of times where, and it was specifically days that had double headers. And I have the option, I usually play with the option turned on to toggle out-of-town games so that out-of-town games are being played. And usually I had one team that was my favorite team, and that's the team that I would take through a season. And so the other games during that day while I was playing were getting played so that during the game I could check out the scores, and when I was done, all those other games would be done as well. The thing is, days where other teams had double headers, those would kind of slip by me. I wouldn't see that second game didn't get played. And so sometimes I'd get 3, 4, 5 days out, and then I'd realize something's not right. And usually what would happen is I'd go into the overview. Let me go back into here. I'd go into this season overview. And I'd go down to the bottom here, and I would see, where is it? Did that get changed? Oh, here we go. So there's games to watch. And so like I would be on a certain date, and I would notice that there'd be days here that were way back. Not way back, a few days back, and it didn't make any sense. And that's when I realized I was missing games, and it was those games that were double headers. And so let me come out here. So this, back in, came too far out. So this little addition up here is really helpful. That'll help prevent missing games like that. And that can, you get down near the end of your season and you think that maybe you had a tight race and, the season ends and you think a certain team won their division. Well, you find out maybe 3 or 4 games didn't get played that affected that. And maybe that team didn't win the division. So this is a nice addition. I really like this. Let me see how my download's going here. Player images. What's 1930? So here's 1970s. So I'll go ahead and open this up. And you can get these out at the Digital Diamond community, the Tap and Talk forum. You can get these images out there. Oh, I know why it's not going to do this. I have to extract this, right? Back. And I'm going to go ahead and extract. I'll extract all. There we go. into player images. Okay, let's extract. Okay, where did it extract to? F5, let's see. Yeah, not sure where it extracted to. Maybe I'll have to try that again and see what it was telling me. So it's going to go to player images. Oh, so it went over there. Okay, that's interesting. Did it go back up a level? MLB player images. There we go. Player images. Empty. Ah, all right. I'm not going to drag you guys through me trying to figure this out. Right? I'm not going to do this. Except it says it's up in the cloud, but there's nothing in it. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this. There it goes. I'm going to go ahead and extract. And so it's going to say, it's going to put it in player images in a folder called MLB player images. I'll just put something on there, AA, just to make it a little different than last time. There we go. Only thing is that was awfully fast. Yeah, once again, it's empty. I don't know. All right, I'm not going to drag you guys through this. Let's just go on without player images. So anyways, we'll go ahead and you can see I finished this game yesterday. It was a 15-6 game between the Rangers and the Orioles. Honestly, I hate games like that. 19 hits. It's too much. You know, I like to see offense, but that's too much offense. But anyways, here's an upcoming game here. One of my favorite teams, the Tigers. That's my favorite team. I'm from Michigan. Let's go ahead and click play ball on here. And you can see we've got the lineups here for the day. And this comes from, these are the actual lineups. So these are as played lineups. And I have the option of fast playing it or just playing it. I'm going to go ahead and execute transactions. So any kind of trades or injuries or anything. This is the first game of the season, so I don't think there'd be any, but I'll go ahead and leave that on. Okay. Here we go. So we're going to have, let's see, Paul Splitorf on the mound for the Royals and Dave Roberts for the Tigers. The game mode. Now here's where this is new. Here I can select how I want to play this game. I can play with the traditional engine and have the dice visible, or the traditional. This is the digital dice engine with the dice hidden. Or I can play the traditional engine where I roll the dice myself. Sometimes I play that way. And they've got this new Status Pro 4th edition developed by Derek Beckner, who helped out with this game. And my understanding from Mark is Derek did it at no cost, no charge. So very, very generous of him. And you can play with or without splits. And then you've got the different board games that you can play here too. The one that I'm going to play right now is Status Pro Advanced. Okay. And let's see. I'm going to go ahead and let the computer manage the Royals. I'll manage the Tigers. There will be a DH. And let's go ahead and select our lineups. Again, these are as played, so I'm an as played or mostly as played kind of a replayer. I'm not going to fiddle around with lineups too much, but every now and then, I don't, prevent myself from making an occasional change if I want to. So right now you can see we've got George Brett leading off. This is 1977. Hal McRae, Amos Otis, John Mayberry, Al Collins, Joe Zebb, Buck Martinez, Freddie Patek, and Frank White. with Paul Swidorf on the mound. Let's take a look at the Tigers. Ronnie LaFleur out in center field. Tito Fuente at second base. We've got Rusty Staub, designated hitter today. Willie Horton, one of my favorite players when I was a kid, playing left field. Jason Thompson, one of my best friend's favorite players when I was growing up. Ben Ogilvy, who ended up getting traded to the Brewers. And when he did, man, it just seemed like every time we watched a Brewers-Tiger game, Ben Ogilvy was always hitting a home run. He became a Tiger killer. Milt May behind the plate, Aurelio Rodriguez at third base, and Tommy Verizor at shortstop. And Tommy Verizor has since passed on, God rest his soul. I remember, watching him as a kid, and he was just kind of a young player out there. He looked kind of small, but I guess he was 6 foot something or other, so he wasn't tiny. Anyways, let's go ahead and play ball here. I don't have my fields hooked up right now, but one of the things you'll notice right off the bat is here's the Status Pro Advanced cards, and they've given more room to these. So this box here is taller, and the data's a little more stretched out, which I kind of like. Okay. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and play a couple of innings of this, and then I'll end the video. Let's go ahead. I've got we've got Dave Roberts on the mound. First thing you have to do in the advanced game is you have to determine what kind of stuff the pitcher has. So for Dave Roberts, I'm going to go ahead and flip a fast action card and get a random number here. So that's going to be 31. And we are in Tiger Stadium. So Tiger Stadium, let me maximize this so you can see it a little better. Tiger Stadium with a PB announcement, pitcher batter adjustment. And what did I say it was? 31. 31 is normal, so there will be no adjustment to Dave Roberts as he's pitching. All right, I'm going to go ahead and minimize that. And here we go. Here's the first pitch from Roberts to George Brett. We'll go ahead and flip a fast action card. A 10 is going to be on the, here's the pitcher batter rating right here. 10 is going to be on the batter's card with a random number of 46, which will be a hit by pitch. He hit him. So let's go ahead and hit by pitch. All right.
Holy cow!
There we go. Thank you, Harry Carey. George Brett is on. Now he's got an on-base running rating of A and a stolen base rating of B minus. Roberts has got a hold rating of B minus, so he's not bad. And you've got a pretty strong arm with a throwing arm of A for Milt May. Early in the game, I think I'm going to hang on here. I'm not going to send him. Let's see what we can get going for the Royals, even though I'm rooting for the Tigers. Let's see what we can get going here. Here is Hal McRae. We'll go ahead. I don't have to flip another fast action card. I could go ahead. I don't know if you noticed, but after I entered the board game command, everything flipped automatically. But I still like to give it another. I like to flip it myself. So here we go. Next flip. I just have to make sure I'm consistent with that. So once again, here's a 9, and that between 2 and 6 here. So that's going to be on the batter's card. 25 looks like that's going to be a double to left field, 2B7. And then I have to come over here, and Brett has the option. He's going to go 2 to third, and that's an O. So he has an option to score. So what I need to do here, left fielder has a throwing arm of 2. And Brett has an on-base rating of A, so he's pretty fast. Let's bring up my chart here, two-sided chart. And let's get to the runner advancement chart here, right there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and maximize this a little bit for you. So I think we said, what did we say? A throwing arm of 2 and an OBR of A. And so first to home on a double. 2A. So 11 through 78, he has a very good chance of scoring. Now, one thing I don't know, and if anybody's watching this video and it knows the answer to this, maybe I have to run this by Derek on the Facebook page. But I can also check for the trail runner. Now, I wonder, does that include the batter? So if I'm going double with the option, and so Brett has the option from third to go home, does McRae have the option to go to third? Or is that trail runner only talking about an existing runner on base? I'll have to run that by Derek. I think right now I'm going to treat that as that's not the batter. Okay, so let's go ahead, and it's 11 through 78. Very good chance he's going to be safe. In fact, so good of a chance that I'm not going to make the throw, which will prevent Hal McRae from maybe taking another base. So that would argue, what happened here? I'm not sure what happened. Oh, it's because I've got this all blown up. I accidentally hit my wheel. So I'm gonna say that the batter is the trail runner in this case, but we're not going to make the throw to home because it's a very low chance of getting. He's got 11 through 78 chance of scoring. So I'm just going to go ahead and call this a double to left field, 2B F7, and I'm going to say the runner on first he goes 3 bases. So we'll see what happens here. Hammered to left, no chance for Horton. He'll have to play it off the wall. There's going to be a double for McRae. Brett scores from first, and McRae holds. So another question I might have for Derek is this section down here. Right here. So if the outfielder were to make a throw, and somebody's here, welcome. If you play Status Pro Advanced, I'm kind of asking some questions here. If I were to make that throw and I check the outfielder for an error, it says here runner safe equals runner scores. Okay, batter to third. So if he makes an error on the throw, that's the runner safe. But if he makes an error on the throw, why would the runner be out? Runner safe at base. Batter takes an extra base. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's nothing I have to worry about right now, but I'm going to post that question to Derek on the Status Pro Advanced Facebook page. So we have Hal McRae on, nobody out. And George Brett scores. We've got Amos Otis up to bat. Let's go ahead and draw our next fast action card, and that's going to be a 7. That's going to be on the batter's card, 32. 32. Oh, man. Kansas City teeing off. That's a triple to center field. We don't have to worry about what happens with the runners. Hal McRae will score. That's all I have to put in there. And Kansas City jumps to a quick yeah. Hey, Clint, I'm going to go ahead. Let's see. How do I do this? Show. Yeah, I agree. I actually have this set up on my other laptop. This is my PC laptop, and I haven't taken the time to set this up yet. So, and I typically don't play on this very often. I'm usually on my MacBook, and everything is all set up there. But yeah, I usually have a nice picture of Tiger Stadium. I have my player pictures and all that. So yeah. Let's see. There we go. I'm figuring this whole StreamYard thing out. Yeah. I kind of go. If you go out to, let's see, I'll show it here. Facebook, and you probably know this. I'm going to guess you probably know. I'm going to move this over here. You're a Mac guy. I know one of the greatest Mac programmers in the U.S. Oh, yeah? Who's that? I'm not a Mac. I'm a programmer. I'm not a Mac programmer. Let's see. If I go here to Action PC Baseball, and again, Clinton, you're probably well over this. Scott Kelly. Yeah, I can't say I know him. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I've heard of him. But you'll see here in the Action PC Baseball Facebook group here, just going really slow. There's a guy by the name of Mark. I think it's Mark Shaw. And he posts every day. There he is, Mark Shaw. He posts every day an image of a stadium that you can download. And, presumably this is for Action PC, but you can certainly use these for, Digital Diamond as well. So anyway, let's see how we do. We got 2 people in here. Welcome. Just playing a little Digital Diamond with version 13. As I was saying earlier, teaching at North Florida. Okay. Nice. Yeah, I've been a software developer for about 25 years. I work with proprietary software. I do a little bit of C programming, but most of the programming I do is with a proprietary tool set that comes with the it's called JD Edwards Enterprise One, and it comes with its own tools and stuff like that. And I work with financial and inventory people and just help their get their programs where they want them. So anyways, enough of that. Enough shop talk. So we have a runner on third. Nobody out. I think I'm going to go ahead. It's interesting. They're not going to give me the option to bring the infield in. Do I have to do a Control I? Control I. Okay, yeah, with Control I. It's not letting me over here, but I'm going to use this. I'm going to go ahead and bring the infield in to try to prevent this run. It's a rambling wreck. I think I'm a rambling wreck. Just go back and watch the beginning of this video and go forward. Okay. Anyways, we have the infield in. Got John Mayberry up to bat. He's from Detroit, Michigan, so homeboy here going up against his team. Let's see here. We have that's going to be on the pitcher's card. 63 is going to be, that's an out. We have an LP, and LP is an F4 with no errors. One of the differences between Status Pro and Status Pro Advanced is on Status Pro Advanced, you check for an error on every play. So we have an F4 here. Let's see what happens. That's an infield pop-up, so I can't imagine Otis is going to score on that. The defensive charts for Status Pro are baked into Digital Diamond, so you don't have to, the base hits and stuff like that, you have to go look at the charts, but the defensive charts. So here I'm talking about, let's go down. Yeah, like these charts right here, base is empty, runner on first, that kind of stuff. That's all baked into Digital Diamond. So you can just punch in these codes here, G1A, whatever it might be, G6, and it knows what to do. So that's kind of nice. Okay, let's see, what do we got going on here? Al Cowan's up to bat. He would eventually become a Detroit Tiger. Let's see, we're going to go ahead. We only have 1 out. I'm going to go ahead and bring the infield in one more time. I'm doing a Control I on my keyboard. And let's go ahead and draw a fast action card. That's going to be on the pitcher's card with a 32. That's going to be an out with an RP. An RP is an FD7. Now, okay, I'm going to have to go look up the directions because FD means deep. So I think it's either going to know, let me check, or there might be a chart I have to look at here, deep. So I'm just doing the old Control F here. Home run deep, deep batter hits. I think it was FD. Team charts, pull base. I'm looking. I know in the directions here. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Advancing on fly ball to outfield option. On flyouts to the outfield, any runner on base may attempt to advance using the advance on flyouts chart. Runners on third automatically score on a deep fly. As above, the defense can choose to throw for advancing runner at risk. Okay, so that is an FD7. So he's just going to score. Let me see. Let me get this. I'm going to see what you said, Clinton. Here, hang on just a second. I'm going to get this entered first. FD7, and then let's see. Runner third R31. Actually, I'm just curious if this is going to know to just let him score. Makes the catch. No. Oh, Otis is tagging up. A good throw by Horton. Yeah, let him score. So that was baked in. Nice. Unfortunately, Kansas City has jumped out to a 3-0 lead. What's interesting is I started a season, 1977 season, some months ago with my APA 1977 cards, and the first game of the year was like 20-0 Kansas City. I could not wait for that game to get over, but they just kept getting hits. Let's see what you're saying here. So I have every season. Actually, let me go back here. Clinton, you said, I don't use them. If you notice, there is nothing that says G2. Oh, I've lost the context of this comment, so I'm not sure. It's my fault. Sorry about that. I'm not sure what this is referring to. If you notice, there's nothing that says G2. Don't use them. Okay, let me see what your other comment says. So I have every season from 1871 to 2023, and I override the cards in the player enter and have a card shuffler beside me, and I have the old two-sided cards. Okay, so you actually play with the cards. Yeah, I do that with payoff pitch. But this, I just go ahead and, I just use the cards that are provided by Digital Diamond right within the game. I haven't even really taken the time to print off the charts or anything like that. Just kind of use them here on my computer. So anyways, I hope I'm getting the gist of what you were asking there, Clinton. I'm sorry if I'm not. Okay, let's see. Joe Zeb is up. It's 3-0. 2 outs, nobody on. Dave Roberts winds and pitches. That's going to be on the pitcher's card. 71 is going to be an out. We go over here. That's an RN. An RN is a G4 with no error. G4. So that's a ground ball to second base. Tito Fuente on over to Jason Thompson, and Dave Roberts is out of a very difficult first inning, allowing 3 runs on 2 hits. All right. Clinton, that's one thing I love. I don't know if you're the one that's still in here or not, but whoever it is, that is one of the things I love about Digital Diamond is you've got like all the seasons. This game was on sale, and it's still on sale, I think, until the 21st, $23.99 with tax. Mine was like 25 and some change. I mean, you can't beat this. I mean, you get every season. If you want to print out the Status Pro cards, they're there. You can do it. If you want to play Status Pro Advanced, that's the only additional cost. I went ahead and actually Derek around Christmas time had a sale going on, and I picked up 1977 and 1984 for like $7 a piece. I mean, it was a really good deal. All right, so here we go. Ronnie LaFleur up to bat here as the 1977 season begins here for the Tigers. They started off with a rough top half of the first. They're down 3-0. And I'm going to go ahead. First of all, I have to get the pitcher stuff for Splittorf. So let's go ahead and roll and get a random number of 67. Let's go here to Parks, Tiger Stadium. Right here, 67 is going to be none. Okay, so no adjustment for Paul Splittorf today. Let's go back to the game. All right. Here's the pitch. We have 7, which is going to be on the pitcher's card, 72, which is going to be an out, RP. That's an F7 with no errors. Fly ball left field. Joe Zeb is under it. Pounds the mitt. He's got it, 1 down. And that's going to bring up Tito Fuente. Tito Fuente. All right. Let's take a look real quick. I know when you double click on a player here, it'll take you to a player card. I don't have the pictures hooked up yet. I don't see anything different here. This looks like it's the same. I mean, replay postseason, replay career. We've got the status pro cards here, which is nice. Okay. And then you've got this link here. If you click on that, that'll take you out to the player's baseball reference page. You just open up a browser and take you there. Okay. All right, Paul Splittorf, here we go. Tito Fuente, the windup and the pitch on the pitcher's card. We have a nice low number. That's going to be a base hit into left field. Tito Fuente is on. Joe Zeb throws the ball into Patek. And the Tigers have their first runner of 1977. Okay. All right. Fuente has a steal rating of D+. It's not great. Splittorf has a decent hold rating. Martinez has a decent arm. So I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to get cute here. I'm going to leave Tito alone and let Rusty Staub swing the bat. So here we go. The pitch from Splittorf is going to be on the pitcher's card. That's going to be an out at 73. We're going to go ahead and look at LN. LN is a G4A with no error. Let's see what happens on the G4A. Mayberry holding the runner close at first. Staub, tired of waiting, steps out of the box. Steps back in now. Splittorf delivers. Soft ground ball to second base. Fielded there by White. Throws to Mayberry for the out. Fuentes advances to second base. All right, so we have a runner in scoring position for Willie Horton. Willie Horton, ladies and gentlemen, one of my favorites from when I was a kid. Welcome, whoever's here. I show 2 people here. Welcome to the replay dugout. I'm just kind of taking a quick look at Digital Diamond version 13 so far. I do like what I see. I'm not going to go over all of the different features and things that are new. I'm just playing a game with Status Pro Advanced. This game does have a new game called Status Pro 4th Edition that Derek Beckner put together and is included here at no extra cost. And you can play it as its own engine, or you can play it with cards, and the cards come with it. So the advanced cards are a little bit more money, not a lot. I think straight up they're about $15-$20 depending on the season. Or you can, if you just keep your eyes open, there's usually a sale here and there. I got my cards 77 and 84 for about $7 a piece. So, all right, here we go. Paul Splittorf, 2 down. Tigers trying to get that run in. The pitch to Horton is going to be on the batter's card, a 16, 1B7. That means, all right, so the runner on second has the option to go home. So he's got an OBR rating of C, and 7 is the left fielder T4. So let's take a look. Charts. Here's the base runner advancement chart. We'll go ahead and blow this up a little bit. And this is going to be second to home on a single. And I think I said T4 with an OBR of C. First to home, no, second home on a single. T4 with a C is 11 to 58. However, if there's 2 outs, add 20. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to make that 78. And what I'm going to do is I'm not even going to attempt to throw because let's see what's going on at first base. He has an OBR of E, Willie Horton. The reason I'm checking is, he's not even going to go. So I am going to throw home. So the decision I'm trying to make here is Tito Fuente is on second. It's a base hit. I have the runner on second has the option to go. He's going 1 base. He has the option to go home. I checked the charts on that. It's with you add 20 with 2 outs. So he's got an 11 to 78 chance here. So again, you add 20. So that's pretty good. I mean, it's very low chance he's going to get him. I was going to not make the throw, thinking that the batter would take off for second, but he's an E, so he doesn't even get the option to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and let's go ahead and grab a fast action card, 11 through 78, and he's safe. And a 16 right there. So this is going to be base hit, left field. Runner on second runs 2 bases. So that does get the run in. Well done, Willie Horton. Thank you, sir. Tigers needed that one. Dave Roberts says thank you very much. Okay, Willie Horton is definitely not a threat to steal, and he's going to clog up the bases with an OBR of E. But we have 2 outs, and we have a power hitter, Jason Thompson, up. One of my best friend's favorite player when I was growing up. And let's see. All right, here we go. The pitch from Splittorf is going to be on the pitcher's card, and that's going to be a 24, and that's going to be a base hit. 1B9. That's a challenge. Oh, man, really? So a challenge means that the batter has to go to third. He has to make a try, and they have to make a throw. So the way we're going to do this is, let's see. What did I say it was? It's 24. 24 was a, no, what? It was on the 24. Yeah, 1B9. It's over here. So that's a challenge to the right fielder. So the right fielder has a throwing arm of 6, and Horton has an OBR of E. So if we go look at the runner advancement chart, we're going first to third on a single to right. Let's get this out of the way. First to third, single on the right with a T6 and an E. Now, there's 2 outs, so I can add 20 onto that. Oops. That makes it 11 to 54. And with the throw, does Jason Thompson, he has an OBR of C. So he has the chance here. If they don't make it, he could, depending on, hold on, T6C. It's an OBR of E. So it's 11 to 54. Probably not going to make it. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and pull our fast action card, see what happens. Hey, look at that. He's safe. All right. So, and that's not that 16 right here, the trailing runner, which in this case would be the batter who has a C rating. That doesn't fall within the range, so the batter did not attempt to go to second while they were trying to throw out the runner at third. So base hit, right field, runner on first goes 2 bases. First and third, Tigers threatening to dig a little bit more into that lead. Ben Ogilvy up for the Tigers. All right, let's see here. Here is the pitch, and it's a 7. That's going to fall in the pitcher's card. A 72 is going to be an out. An LN is a GX1 with no error. So we can just pop GX1 in there. And that is going to do it for the Tigers. So after 1 inning, let's see, what do the Tigers do? They got a 1 run on 3 hits, and they left 2 on. And after 1, it's Kansas City 3, Tigers 1. We've got Martinez coming up, Buck Martinez, Freddie Patek, and Frank White. Dave Roberts back on the mound. Here we go. Top of the second. I'm going to go ahead and play top of the second and bottom of the second. I'll finish this inning, and then I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. So I see I've got 2 people here. Welcome to the replay dugout. I appreciate you stopping by. All right, here's the pitch from Dave Roberts to Buck Martinez. That's going to be on the pitcher's card with a 22 is a ground ball. He's a right-handed batter, so that's going to be to the shortstop, G6. Tommy Verizon up with it on over to Jason Thompson, and 1 up, 1 down. Dave Roberts glad to get that first out after a rough first inning. And that's going to bring up Freddie Patek. 1 out, nobody on. The pitch from Roberts is going to be on the pitcher's card with a 43. 43 is going to be an out. That's not sure what happened. Are you guys there? Okay. A GX6 with an error rating of 18 to 20. The shortstop has a 4, so no error there. GX6. 2 up, 2 down. All right. Hey, Ken, welcome. So we got Frank White up. Frank White batted .245 in 1977. Oops. Let's close this down. Let's look at the slashes here. So he bats .244 versus a righty and .246 versus a lefty. Not a great on-base percentage. And slugging percentage is, it's okay. All right, here we go. The pitch to White from Roberts. That's going to be on the pitcher's card with a 36. That's going to be an out with an RN, an F9 with no errors. Fly ball right field. Ben Ogilvy is under it, and he's got it, and that'll do it for the Royals. After 1.5, Royals 3, Tigers 1. Yeah, hey, Ken, I appreciate you stopping by. Just taking a look at the new version 13 of Digital Diamond. I don't have my ballpark set up yet or my player cards yet. I have this. I'm on my Dell PC, and I mostly play on my MacBook, and I got everything set up over there. So anyway, Milt May, the catcher, up for the Tigers. Paul Splittorff, the pitch. That's going to be on the batter's card. A 42 is going to be an out with an LN. An LN is an F6 with no errors. F6. So that's a pop fly in the infield. I think I need to do that again. I kind of, oh yeah, there it is. Okay. 1 up, 1 down, and that's, we got Aurelio Rodriguez up to bat here. That's going to be on the pitcher's card, a 64 RN. That's a G5, ground ball to third base. We do have a possible error, but his error rating is 5. That doesn't fall within. So no error there. Ground ball, third base. George Brett on over to John Mayberry. I like watching any streams, but I'm hardcore cards and dice player only. I kind of like both. I'll tell you what I don't like. Let me go ahead and show this on the screen, and let me go into one of my tirades. No, it's not a tirade. Anyways, I like both digital and cards, but what I don't like is I don't like games where you just press a button and you don't do anything else. That's what I really like about this Status Pro. It's kind of the best of both worlds. Everything's on the computer, so you have that convenience. But you still have to flip cards. You still have to read the cards and figure out. I mean, you have to still step through the engine. There is a little bit of the engine baked in with Digital Diamond on Status Pro, in that the defensive charts are baked in. So like if I get like a G6 or a G3A, all I have to do is punch that in. Digital Diamond knows what that is. It has the charts baked in. But yeah, but there are times, Ken, when, oh, what's going on here? Do I still have that showing? Yeah. Oh, good time. Oh, there we go. There are times where I don't have a lot of time to play, and maybe I just want to knock out one of the games in my season, and I'll just use Digital Diamond, and I will. I'll just press the button and let it play. Just manage the team. So, yeah, this is guys seem to like this digital. Yeah, this is Digital Diamond's pretty popular. The thing I like about it is it can be the home base for. It can kind of be the headquarters for your replays. So like right now, this is the 1977 season. I've got APA cards for 1977. I've got Action PC Baseball, so I could play a game there, and I could record the game here. I could record my APA game right here in Digital Diamond. So Digital Diamond could be kind of the the aggregator of all of your statistics. You can just enter in each play. You can play whatever game you want, and then just throw it here and let Digital Diamond do the work. One thing I'm just not interested in keeping statistics by hand. I did that as a kid. I just don't have time for that these days. I barely have time to play a game. I'm on vacation tomorrow, so I've got a little bit of time right now, which I usually don't have. So keeping statistics by hand, or even punching statistics into a spreadsheet, isn't really that appealing to me. I like this, where I can just enter the plays and it takes care of anything. Yeah, ball stat. Yeah, yep, that's a good one too. I have never taken the time to do that. I just got used to Digital Diamond, and yeah. All right, one more out, and then I think I'm going to end the stream here. Let's go ahead and see what Tommy Verizor can do. Tommy Verizor passed on some time ago, so God rest his soul. So that's going to be on the pitcher's card. That's a 736. 36 is a strikeout. Now, what I do here, this is kind of a homebrew. I decide whether it was a strikeout looking or a strikeout swinging. What I do is I look at the last digit of this random number, and if it's 1 through 7, I figure 70% of strikeouts are probably swinging strikeouts. I know that's just a rough, shoot from the hip kind of a number. And then I take 8, 9, and 10 as if it's swinging. So I go ahead and draw a random card here. So that is a swinging strikeout. I said that backwards. 1 through 7 I count as a swinging strikeout. 8, 9, and 10 a looking strikeout. So here I can say K. If it was strikeout looking, it would be KL, but it's just K here. And that ends the inning. Tigers don't do anything in the bottom of the second. There you go. I believe that was Bob Euchre with the call there. Anyways, yes, thank you. Yeah, I do love it. I love it. Let me go back to. Let me go back to here. Yeah, there we go. I'm 58, and I played this game a lot as a kid. Not Digital Diamond. I played APA. I played hours and hours of APA when I was in the late 70s. 77, 78, 79, and kept a lot of statistics by hand. And then just. I'm not sure when I stopped, but at some point I just stopped playing the game, and it sat in the basement for decades. And it wasn't until about just a year ago that I don't know what prompted it. I knew every time I went in the basement, my storage, I always saw the cards sitting there, but it's like just no interest. But I don't know when the spark hit, but the spark did hit. And I got the APA cards out and I started playing. Well, actually, I didn't. I lost my boards. I just had the cards, and I had to kind of go through. I went out to the Facebook page for APA, and I was able to go into the file section, and I was able to find the old boards and the old sacrifice booklet. And so, and then I found the old rosters so I could make sure that I had all my players. And then I was able to start playing. And then one thing led to another. I started finding, people online. I started finding Facebook groups, and just got more involved. And I started learning more about different games that really started to pique my interest. So Digital Diamond. When I found out that there was a tool out there that would just keep my statistics for me, I didn't. Had Ballstat been the first thing that hit my that I was introduced to, maybe that's probably what I would have gone to. But Digital Diamond was the first thing that was introduced to me. So I got that. I started playing that, and then I decided I wanted to try somebody else, and everybody kept saying, try payoff pitch. So I did. Bought the 1984 Detroit Tigers, just the full set, and played the 84 Tigers that season. And what a great game. Love it. And then I got into Stats Pro and Stats Pro Advanced. And like you, Ken, I downloaded and bought Action PC, but that was a little bit too digital for me. It wasn't, if I don't have something that where I can interact with, like these cards or cards and dice. Hey, Nick.
Dad, Mom's wondering when you're done with work.
Okay, I'll be right
you
up.
done
Oh, I'm
with
done. Yeah, I'm done.
No.
I'll be up in just a minute.
And she also just wondered if like this.
Huh?
It's not. She'll ask you later.
Okay. Anyways, I got to end. I'm just babbling on here. I'm loving being back in the hobby. These are great people that are in the hobby, very supportive. And Ken, let's see, what are you saying there? Started playing Negamco. How do you say that? Why you're not gonna do it? No. You're good, Ken. Oh, the spinner, yeah, Catico or something like that. Yeah, my son's father-in-law and I got talking. He used to play Catico as a kid. All right, hey, I gotta log off. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. You guys have a great weekend, and God bless. Bye-bye.